Good morning and welcome back. It is now April 29th. It is a cool, breezy morning out here already. There has been a pile of acres that got seeded in the last week, so that's what I'm going to be kind of keeping tabs on today, checking out those acres, seeing how things are, seeing where the moisture levels are, and if we have any germination yet. So it is looking like the forecast for tomorrow calls for some pretty substantial rain, followed by some snow on Wednesday, but we'll see how that turns out. Wouldn't be the first time that the forecast called for a bunch and we got absolutely nothing, so we'll have to see how that goes. But anyways, let's go see what we can find today. This field of canola stubble was seeded into barley just a couple days ago, so let's take a quick look at this guy here. Get that canola stubble out of the way. There we go, nice deep seed row right into the moisture there. You can see we've got some seed right there, so it's still about a ½ inch into the moisture there, so that's looking pretty good right now. We should get good germination on that. I'm a little worried about some of the fields that got shallow because last week and even this week so far with this wind and 10 degrees, it's amazing how fast that moisture will leave the seed row as things go along. So yeah, right there we're looking good. We're in the moisture. So we should be laughing there. Here we have some sandier ground in canola stubble. This is going into wheat, and it has been seeded here not too long ago. So you can see some of it is a little bit shallow. We're just on top of the moisture layer right there. So that is a concern in sandier ground. If we're not expecting any moisture, this would dry out pretty quick now that it's had a seed drill go through it. Here we're a little bit deeper, closing up on an inch. A couple other spots I've checked where you are deeper, down to 1.5 inches, which is nice to see. So here we were a little shallow there. This one should be deeper. Yeah, this one's quite a bit deeper. So just some of that variation. Lots of this land was worked with one-way discs years ago. It's pretty ridgy, and that means that it's pretty hard to get an even depth on your seed row, but doing what we can, looking good so far. Here we got some peas that got seeded last week, and these guys are just starting to germinate. So not a huge sprout on them yet, but a little bit, so they'll be properly germinated in a couple more days. Maybe we'll see emergence here, end of the week, next week. We'll see how things look after the rainstorm that we're supposed to get tomorrow. We'll see whether that actually happens or not. And there we go. That is a second set of small plots sprayed on dryland. I'm actually trying to do all of them on dryland this year, just to try to get more consistent results, see if we have any sort of beneficial stress response. And I got it done just in time, I think, because it looks like the storm system that was supposed to come tomorrow is definitely doing something out here to the northwest. Kind of looks like Claresholm Nanton way. Looks like some of it has escaped over the mountains and it's starting to rain out that way. So hopefully we get some rain out here. Now I got this plot sprayed, so that'll help activate products like the Humaterra and the Nature's Aid and get them down into the seed row. This is how much product I need to put in my sprayer for each plot. This is Nature's Aid Soil Aid. I need about 0.27 of a milliliter per plot. So I have to measure out with a syringe here before I put it in the bottle. I got to admit, this Phycoterra product, which is derived from like LJ byproducts, it actually does smell a lot better than it looks, and it looks absolutely awful, especially when it's in its concentrated state like this. It is, well, I mean, it literally just looks like pond scum, basically, but it does smell a little better. It kind of just smells like pond scum. Tuesday morning here now. We got some light snow starting to come down, but so far it hasn't amounted to a whole lot. It's melting as soon as it hits the ground. You can see we're still quite dry in the seed row till we get down about an inch or so. We should be hitting the seed row here. Yep. So that depth, we're about 1.5 inches there. So that is looking very, very promising. We're into the moisture by a good 1/4 inch, and hopefully that improves over the next couple days. The weather forecast for this area has changed. Originally they were talking about 30 millimeters of moisture today. Now it's down to 9, which is just a little bit less than 1/2 inch. So we'll see if we even end up getting that. Right now it doesn't really feel like it. It's just a really, really light dusting of snow, but I guess we'll see what happens. Well, hours have gone by now and there's still very, very little for moisture. Still very dry underneath. Not even a millimeter has come down yet, but it's enough to shut everybody down for the day, it seems. So even the potato planting equipment is all cleaned up and ready to get rained and snowed on. Not a whole lot going on out in the field today other than me checking things apparently. Well, we're starting to get a bit more weather now. Got quite a bit of sleet coming down. Still hasn't amounted to a whole lot, but given the rate it is coming, it won't take too long. But on a side note here, I am starting to find some Canada thistle is just beginning to emerge in some fields, so keep an eye on this stuff. It is too late to control it with pre-burn in this field, but if you are seeing it, control her with pre-burn while you can. Other than that, we got to wait for in-crop. Fall rye is looking great this week. We've had some pretty dramatic growth since last week. You can see we've pretty much got full row coverage now. There's still, the odd gap here and there, but looking pretty good now. Shouldn't have anything to worry about for the weather the next couple days in crops like this fall rye. It's pretty tolerant of near freezing temperatures. Well, it looks like there's still a little bit of weather around us, but for the most part it has dried up and cleared off where I am here by Barrens at the moment. You can actually see a little bit of the hills over there are pretty white, so definitely snowed quite a bit out to the west of us there somewhere. But here, certainly not a whole lot. It's already dried off quite a bit. Gravel roads are dusty already. I think at the most we probably got 1 or 2 millimeters of rain. So hopefully we get more tomorrow, because otherwise we're back to drought conditions. Here in this field we have a little bit of volunteer clover right here, and you can see the leaf edges are all notched up on this already, so that's probably pea leaf weevil doing that notching, so that's interesting to see. I don't have any peas emerged yet in any of my fields, so I can't compare whether we have any damage on peas yet or not, but we'll probably be finding out in the next week or so. Well, even though it's snowing at the moment, all this fresh moisture yesterday and today sure has it smelling like spring out here. It feels like it's been quite a few years since we had a multiple day storm system actually move into the area. Seems like the last couple of years we've just been surviving on thunderstorms and the odd little isolated shower here and there. So this is certainly nice to see this big trough of moisture moving through the area. Hopefully it keeps up all day today and tomorrow, but I guess we'll see. Looks like we're getting prepared at our warehouse in Coaldale in order for in-crop season. So stocking up, making sure we got everything you guys are going to need. In a couple weeks, we're going to be into in-crop already. And we got a whole bunch of Winfield United stuff in here. Looks like lots of Journey, Master Lock, Interlock, all that good stuff. So we'll be ready for spraying season. Well, it's Thursday now, and the weather hasn't improved too much. We did have about an inch of snow overnight, and it's been raining on and off ever since. I think in total now, this whole storm system, we're somewhere around 1 inch of rain. So we'll see what we end up getting overnight tonight. But certainly no field work going on right now. So now if we scrape into seed row, we don't have dry underneath anymore. We are fully down into the seed row with new moisture, so that is great to see. Our subsurface and surface moisture have now met up, so we're in a really good place for those fields that have been seeded. Well, it's a beautiful Friday morning now. The skies are clearing off and the sun is out. It is supposed to get up into the low teens today, so we will see some drying out and improvement in the conditions here. It looks like, from the weather data in the area, anywhere from a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain came down in the Nobleford area. So field conditions are a bit wet right now. I don't think we'll see any seeding today. I don't know about tomorrow. We'll see what the weather brings. But there might be a few sprayers out and about today as conditions warm up and dry out a little bit. Other than that, I guess we'll see you next week. And next week itself is looking to be a bit rainy as well.